fucking hell. Crikey, well, welcome back to another Total War Warhammer replay. In this replay, I'm playing Beastmen versus High Elves. A good old, good matchup. I mean, I saw the of course, for those that either play Vermintide, of course, we've got Beastmen coming soon, so I thought, you know what, let's play a bit of Beastmen in Total War Warhammer as well, to get me ready for that DLC. But as for my lord, I've gone for Morga the SHADOWGAY, mate. But yeah, he's basically got regen. He's also got the Chaos Spawn summon, which is also very nice. So yeah, I mean, of course, I took against High Elves because basically High Elves have a lot, of it can have a lot of powerful infantry, and just having those Chaos Spawn to sort of deal with a lot of that can be really useful. Plus, just tying down stuff can also be very, very useful. But unsurprisingly, this was really bad by me. I already in the match, I realised now looking at this back that I made a big mistake, and I didn't take a caster, which was fucking retarded on my end. But anyway, I've got the Butchers of Kalangard. Regen, basically can go toe-to-toe with most units in the game. Really, really cool looking unit as well. Nice and cowy, all that there. We got Uncle Spearman back here protecting the Eye of Morsileeb. Oh my god, I hate these names. Warhammer, stop with these fucking horrible names. But yeah, the Cygor, he's of course got his Warp Gaze, which is basically like a net of Amantok. But yeah, so, really, really nice. But he's got, a bit better stats. But yeah, I mean, like, these guys got a buff recently, so I thought I'd try out one of these guys against High Elves. Then I've got two Bestigor herds. They're basically just to, take out any of the infantry if it comes to it. Basically, if they have Sword Masters of Hoeth, Bestigor herds can put in a decent, amount of damage with that AP and armoured. Then on either side, I've got Ungor herds, two Ungor herds. Actually, I've got this side, well, on that side I've got two Ungor herds. I've got one on this side, and I've got the Regiment of Renown, the Blackhorn Ravengers, which of course are Gore herd with shields. I've got two Ungor Raiders, of course one on either side, and I've got two Centaurs with throwing axes. As for my opponent, playing High Elves, was actually quite cool. I played this guy first. He rage quit against me when I played Empire against him, but luckily he came, we played again and he apologised for rage quitting. But I was saying to him, don't worry, everyone makes mistakes in games and stuff like that. But he's going High Elves. He's got Olivian Reaver archers. These guys are actually really good. They've got nice stats, very, very fast. And yeah, they'll put in a decent amount of damage. He's also got two Olivian Reavers, just, shock cavalry. I mean, they're, guaranteed just to take out infantry. For his main infantry, though, he's gone with Spearmen. He's also got Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower. Of course, these guys can switch between armor-piercing missiles and anti-large armor-piercing missiles, which is always very, very nice with their multi-shot. He's got a Lord Master of Hoeth. I believe he's just got the Earthblood. Yeah, just Earthblood with this guy. So, just going for those, what heal he can get. He's got a Phoenix Guard as well. Phoenix Guard always very, very nice. And, just dealing with a load of the, large units that the Beastmen can bring, always very nice. And he's got 3 Love and Sea Guard. And lastly, for his Lord, oh, for fuck's sake, not these names again. I saw a video of someone explaining me how to fucking say this word. Aleph, oh no, I know I'm saying that wrong. Fuck! Oh well. Anyway, he's got armor-piercing missiles. He's got good range. And, yeah, he's got the Moonbow. He's got Mislead, which, of course, is like a nice little, decoy ability. And lastly, on the side here, he's got some more Lilian Rivers. But anyway, let's get right to this replay. So, over here, we've got a bit of, being gay, backing and forthing each other, touching each other. I'm just sort of, using my Centaurs with throwing axes, doing what little damage I can to the Lilian Reavers. But I've got the, the Gore herd with shields nearby, and I've got these Ungor Raiders, so they're going to be basically doing a lot of damage. So, a nice amount of early damage on these Lilian Reavers with archers. Or Lilian Reaver archers. But over here, he does use a decoy over here, which I did notice. I knew this was a decoy, but some fucking reason, my entire, this group of forces started getting tied down by all these units, which was really, really annoying. But the Butchers of Kalangard are going straight for the Lord. I wanted to make sure I try and get this guy, down as quickly as possible. Of course, he does bait me into some Spearmen, which is a understandable tactic. But these guys, they have regens, and, they're going to be able to stay and fight against even Spearmen. And as you can see, they're basically tearing Spearmen apart, which is fierce. But he's bringing Phoenix Guard over to deal with that, which is very, very nice. Over here, some Lilian Reavers are chasing down some Centaurs with throwing axes, but they outspeed them, just by 5 speed, which is very, very good. Lilian Reavers would usually catch most units, but these guys have 5 more speed than them, so I can literally just leave these guys on autopilot, and they're just going to be throwing axes back all day on these guys. They don't even have shields. At the back, though, my Cygor is throwing his big-ass boulders into most of these cavalry. I wanted to try and shut down the cavalry units, but in retrospect, I should have been sending them onto the Phoenix Guard. Over here, though, I basically realised that, of course, I've got the Butchers of Kalangard in this sort of backline here. So what I start doing is I start cycle charging them. I basically start, sending them to all these infantry here. My Bestigors have engaged on Spearmen, which is a really nice fight for me because they're going to win that matchup any day, and Spearmen won't be able to fight that. They'll just die very quickly. I'm also using this Ungor Raiders here to shoot into these Phoenix Guard. They don't have armor-piercing missiles, but they'll do some nice damage anyway. Butchers of Kalangard do get onto this Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower, which is very, very nice for me. Bestigor Herds are winning on the front line, and the Ungor Herd on the right side is winning as well. Battle Power is in my favour a little bit here. So these Cestigors are throwing their axes onto the Elvian Reavers. Unfortunately, these ones do get catched out a little bit, which is very, very bad. But we do rout off one. Well, not rout off, but they do start to rout off, and the other one's very badly damaged. They're both badly damaged. But yep, these Centaurs with throwing axes are just throwing into these Elvian Reavers. I really should have not done this, though. I should have been micromanaging these guys a little bit better. As much as I like dealing with the cavalry, these guys would have been great for the Phoenix Guard. My first Chaos Spawn has come, though. I can't tell if this was a summon or not. I think this might have been a summoned one, because, oh no, this wasn't a summon. So this wasn't a summon of these Chaos Spawn. This was just the normal one where the unit dies. Over here, though, we do get a nice catch. I do use the Warp Gaze. These Elvian Reavers with archers were running away, but I do catch them with the Blackhorn Ravengers, and do rout them off, which is very, very nice. But unfortunately, they're very fast, so they will probably most likely come back. Bestigor Herds are fighting here against some Spearmen. These Bestigor Herds here are fighting the Lord Master of Hoeth, but that's not really an ideal fight. But my SHADOWGAY, the SHADOWGAY is in there, whipping around his massive ass dildo staff, you know, basically going to town on this guy. The Lord Master of Hoeth does have Earthblood, though, so he can heal himself up. His Lord, though, in the back here is just doing some nice damage. We've done some nice damage to the Phoenix Guard, but they were, you know, very high armoured, very good melee defense. But we have got Bestigors engaging on them, and Bestigors will put some nice hurt on these guys. Over here, we have got Call of Violence, just, you know, giving some leadership to these nearby units. And I do send the Butchers of Kalangard onto the Lord Master of Hoeth because I thought that was an ideal engagement for me. They'll have armor piercing. They'll do a lot of good damage to this guy. And, of course, they have Fear and Terror. Over here, he does get a nice charge with Elvian Reavers. He's doing, you know, doing some solid damage. But right now, it's pretty much in my control. The Cygor here, he's getting his full money's worth. He's been basically lobbing his big-ass, you know, testicle rock over here on pretty much everything, you know, you can see in sight. I've got some Spearmen still chasing down some Elvian Reaver archers, but they're not going to get that fight, which is unfortunate. Got some Ungor Raiders coming back in, which is not Ungor Raiders, Ungor Herd coming back in. But the Lord Master of Hoeth is standing strong. He has got the Phoenix Guard coming in now, and I do see this, so I pull them out very, very quickly because, of course, you know, Butchers of Kalangard, as good a unit they aren't going to be able to take out Phoenix Guard. Phoenix Guard will do a lot of damage. Oh no! We just lost one of the Minotaurs there. But I got some Ungor Herd into the back line, attacking some Love and Seagull, which is very nice. I've still got these Centaurs with throwing axes throwing onto these Elvian Reavers. I should have just fucking rear charged them here because they would have got them off anyway. I should have done that. Cygor's still attacking. He does get a nice rear charge on this Ungor Herd here, though, with his Elvian Reavers, which is unfortunate. But some Bestigors are coming back. My Lord is just tanking here like a boss, you know, he's basically attacking everything he can here. But Bounce of Power does go into my opponent's favour now a little bit. His Love and Seaguard are doing some nice damage. They do rout off this Ungor Herd and my Butchers of Kalangard, which is not very good. But I've still got the Cygor. He's still chucking rocks over there. And the Spearmen do lose to the Blackhorn Ravengers, and they do fully rout off to get Terror routed, which is very, very nice for me. His Lord, though, is on full health. He is hidden as well. I think he's got Snipe. Does he have Snipe? I'm not too sure. If he only... Does he have Snipe? Oh, he does have Snipe. So, yeah, he does have Snipe, so you've got to be very, very close to see Aleph firing, or Aleph... Oh, no, fuck me. Fuck that name. But yep, I do get some Centaurs to rout off these Elvian Reavers, and I do get them to attack these other Elvian Reavers, and we do some nice damage. I think they fully rout. Got two of the Bestigor Herds are coming back. A few of my units are routing back as well. But these Butchers of Kalangard are coming back, but unfortunately I should have turned them around here, because of course they're not getting the full use of their shields at the moment. They do have silver shields, so they're quite good, but they are getting shot on the back right now. Do send the Ungor Herd into these Spearmen to do some damage. I do believe I'd send them over here to sort of get some regen. I wanted these guys to get their regen back, because of course, you know, the regen would be really, really useful in this late game fight. But his Love and Seaguard still, you know, online, shooting into this Bestigor Herd, and I've got this Bestigor Herd coming back. I am using the Centaurs as sort of like a, you know, dog unit right now, you know, chasing off what, you know, what remains of his cavalry. The Cygor, this time though, how many kills is the Cygor up to? Up to 50 kills right now, and I imagine that's quite a lot of cavalry units. But somehow my opponent does get his fucking Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower back online. All three of them, even though I set the Butchers of Kalangard onto them. So he's got that backup shooting onto my Centaur, which is, well, it's not Centaur, Cygor, which is really, you know, inconvenient for me. My Lord, though, the SHADOWGAY is in here. I was trying to get some good hits on this Lord, because I thought, okay, if I can keep the Butchers of Kalangard alive with their Fear and Terror, and I can get rid of his Lord, then I might have a chance to win this. So The SHADOWGAY is fighting in here, fighting against some Phoenix Guard, which is not a really ideal fight. But what I thought here is I'll try and get the Butchers of Callan Guard to rear charge a lot of these Love and Sea Guard. And also, I think I tried to get them on the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower because I realised that I need to get that unit offline. I do believe I summoned my... Yeah, so here I do, in the late game, summon my Chaos Spawn. Bounce Power does go back into my favour, but, of course... You know, summoned units aren't very good now. I mean, usually these guys would stay and fight for the entire period here, and they'd actually be really useful. But, as you can see, they're already almost a quarter dead when it comes to, well, their health as well, but also their time on this earth. But, Butchers of Callan Guard do come in, and this is sort of the last, final sort of engagement that I was thinking that, you know, this is my last chance to win here. But, unfortunately, Love and Sea Guard, you know, Spearmen, Phoenix Guard, and these Spearmen, they all have anti-large. And the Butchers of Callan Guard and these Chaos Spawn, you know, as good units as they are, well, you know, Chaos Spawn, yeah, that's debatable. But they're not really going to win this engagement, which is unfortunate, because there's all this anti-large. It's just going to do so much damage to all these units. My Butchers of Callan Guard do rout off. Only 3 of them left, you know, these three Butchers of Callan Guard. They're actually, you know, they're still regenerating, though. 400 HP, and are still regenerating. The Cygor does finally run out of ammo, so I am bringing him in. But the fucking Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower is still shooting on them. The Chaos Spawn here, getting their money's worth on to 21 kills. So they have killed quite a bit, but as you can see, they've got a quarter left of their life, and unfortunately do die here. I mean, you know, just unfortunately, all this anti-large is really hard. But his Lord Alith, or Alith Anar, or however you say his name, I know I'm saying it wrong. I know I'm saying it wrong, but he's taking a lot of damage. And the SHADOWGAY, I am chasing after him with the SHADOWGAY. I'm trying to get, you know, as much damage as I can on this guy, because I thought, okay, if I can get rid of him, the Cygor might be able to cause fear and terror on a lot of these other units, so that was my sort of plan here. But as you can see, the balance of power is slightly in my, well, slightly, it's fucking in my opponent's favour here. But I thought maybe there's still hope, maybe I can still win this, get my, you know, get rid of his Lord, and I might actually win this. Got some Spearmen still here. Butchers of Callan Guard are actually coming back. They're still regenning, which is really good for these units. I mean, they are, you know, these guys are just fucking, you know, beautiful. They, you know, such a good unit to have in any Beastmen army. But luckily, the SHADOWGAY is chasing down Anar, and he does do a little jukey. He does juke me like a little shit. But, you know, he's got some Love and Sea Guard coming in, and his Love and Sea Guard over here are shooting in as well into the SHADOWGAY. But SHADOWGAY's got regen, so, you know, don't need to worry about that. But this Cygor is fighting against Phoenix Guard, which is just a really bad matchup for me. I didn't really have enough to fight here. I mean, Phoenix Guard still got 45 models, which is, you know, quite a lot for Phoenix Guard. You know, that will still tank a lot. And with his Lord alive, there's not, you know, much of a chance of these guys routing. Do rout off some Spearmen, which is very, very nice over here. But the SHADOWGAY is attacking Anar again, and we are getting some more nice hits. Very, very close to dying here. One more hit and he might go down, and there Anar does start to rout off, which is very, very nice for me. And the Butchers of Callan Guard have made their way back. Of course, regen is very, very slow at the moment, but you know, what little health you get can actually make a real big difference. I mean, for example, if they're regenning while they're fighting, they're actually going to keep a lot of their models and be doing more damage output, which is something really important to take note of. But I've still got some Centaurs in the back here. You know, they were attacking some Love and Sea Guard, but of course they have anti-large, so it's a very risky fight. But here, I do just chase off his Lord, because I thought, okay, I want to make sure that I get his Lord off, you know, ASAP here. My Spearmen and my Cygor do come back, but yeah, as you can see, balance of power, actually fucking surprising me, is in my favour here. So, okay, logically I thought here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some nice rear charges on a lot of these Love and Sea Guard, try and rout them off, do rout one off, which is very, very nice. In retrospect, I could have been a cunt here. I could have been a massive cunt and, like, basically, you know, cycle charged here, and I could have, like, chased off every single unit that I started routing. But I didn't want to be that big of a cock, so I didn't really want to, you know, do that here. So I basically sort of, you know, whatever unit I routed, I didn't fully chase off, because I didn't want to, you know, be that absolute of a cheese. But my plan here was to send the SHADOWGAY in first and deal with a lot of these units, and then send the Butchers of Callan Guard in to get the fear and terror in. But these units are routing back. They're only routing away, or rallying, I should say. They only rout back when, you know, they're not in the range of that fear and terror. So, unfortunate. But the final stand here, these Ungol Spearmen are about to charge into some Phoenix Guard, taking the first charge from those units. But Ungol Spearmen ain't going to be able to win that matchup any day. And the Cygor is coming in, slamming down this big rock. What? I couldn't believe this fucking Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower is still online this entire time. You know, these are some dedicated elves here, mate. They are really holding and shooting into my Cygor, doing some nice damage here. But as you can see, balance of power completely in my favour. I've only got 5, you know, units left, or 5 troops left, and he's got 160. The Cygor does start to rout off, which is really unfortunately. London Seaguard is routing off, but these Butchers of Kalangard are, you know, playing like absolute beasts. We still have all 3 of them here. We'll get some nice cinematic shots here for you guys. Butchers of Kalangard are fighting right to the end. Of course, SHADOWGAY as well is in there. And at this point, it just becomes a bit of a tar fight here. My Cygor does die. Oh my god, the Elves just cheered. Did anyone hear that? The Elves literally went, way, when the Cygor went down. I didn't know they had that. That's sick. So apparently when Cygors die, the Elves cheer. But my Butchers of Kalangard are fighting right to the end here. Still got all 3 of them. They're regenning, got armor piercing, but Phoenix Guard are such a tanky unit, and, you know, 1v1ing Phoenix Guard in themselves would probably put up a really good fight against the Butchers of Kalangard. But a real big tar pit here. SHADOWGAY is still in here, but as we can see by the health, they are starting to rout off. 700 HP still. Still got the leadership though. The leadership is holding on by my by the SHADOWGAY here, but my Minotaurs do decide to rout off here. They've had enough. They fought to the bitter end, and they do decide to rout off here. And the Phoenix Guard are ensuring that they are, you know, fully routed. But balance of power still in my favour. And this is what it comes down to. You know, the SHADOWGAY against the world. He is fighting here to the bitter end like a true champ. You know, using his horns on most things. But the Phoenix Guard, you know, do a good amount of AP damage. The SHADOWGAY doesn't actually have a lot of armor. He only has 15 armor. He's got, you know, 45 melee defense, but still, you know, against all this chaff here, it's very, very hard for him to win here. Just going to speed this up here. SHADOWGAY is fighting right to the bitter end here. As you say, balance power is in my, you know, favour here, but he, you know, the Malgo, the SHADOWGAY does decide to, you know, sort of, you know, almost rout off a little bit here. Still putting in work as much as possible, but as you can see, the balance power is slightly creeping back towards the middle, and the SHADOWGAY does not prevail. He gaze off to the sunset, routing off. Very well played to my opponent. I generally thought that could have gone either way. I think the biggest mistake I made in that game is not bringing a caster. Always bring a caster. They are so useful. I mean, the Winds of Magic is there for a fucking reason, okay? I think if I'd swapped out maybe one of my units and taken a caster of anything, it would have made such a difference there. I mean, Flock of Doom in the end there would have been huge, for example. But, you know, that's what Warhammer is. You know, you pick and you choose and you make mistakes, stuff like that. But you learn from them as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.